Hey everyone, welcome to Lesson 9. I see nothing as it is now. This idea obviously follows from the two preceding ones. While you may be able to accept it intellectually, it's unlikely that it will mean anything to you as yet. However, understanding is not necessary at this point. In fact, the recognition that you do not understand is a prerequisite for undoing your false ideas. These exercises are concerned with practice, not with understanding. You do not need to practice what you already understand. It would indeed be circular to aim at understanding and assume that you have it already. It's difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it seems to picture is not there. This idea can be quite disturbing and may meet with active resistance in any number of forms. Yet that does not preclude applying it. No more than it is required for these or any other practices. Each small step will clear a little of the darkness away, and understanding will finally come to lighten every corner of the mind that has been cleared of the debris that darkens it. These exercises, for which 3 or 4 practice periods are sufficient, involve looking about you and applying the idea for the day to whatever you see, remembering the need for its indiscriminate application and the essential rule of excluding nothing. For example, I do not see this typewriter as it is now. I do not see this telephone as it is now. I do not see this arm as it is now. Begin with things that are nearest you and then extend the range outward. I do not see that coat rack as it is now. I do not see that door as it is now. I do not see that face as it is now. It is emphasized again that while complete inclusion should not be attempted, specific exclusion must be avoided. Be sure you are honest with yourself in making this distinction. You may be tempted to obscure it. And that's the end of Lesson 9. I see nothing as it is now. To me, this just reminds me of when we are looking around, perhaps in the darkness, and things look a little hazy. And we think that we can see things clearly when we really can't. And when the light is shined on them, they look completely different, or at least moderately different. And so this practice allows us to begin to understand that we are beings of thought, we are beings of a mind. The difficulty can come if your dog walks into the room, or your child, or your spouse, or if you are looking at your hand and you see your wedding ring or your grandmother's ring or something that to you has a great deal of sentimental value. These objects as well need to be included in these exercises. And so I can say, I do not see this highlighter as it is now. I do not see this cup as it is now. I do not see this computer as it is now. And just allow yourself to really be as indiscriminate as possible. Look around and sort of name a group of things, and then move your gaze and name a few things as well. All right, let's see what Tina Spalding has channeled for this lesson. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Once again, we congratulate you for making it to the next lesson. Lesson 9 states you do not see anything as it is now, and this is true enough. You are deeply contaminated by ideas, thoughts, recollections, and projections in your mind that interfere with your ability to see clearly. This is something you must, at this stage, take on faith. In your normal state of consciousness as you exist now, you look at something and say, well, of course I see it as it is now. It's a cup. It's a cup now. It was a cup yesterday, and it will be a cup tomorrow. That is the logical, linear thinking mind arguing with practice periods designed to shift and change the deepest parts of your consciousness, not the superficial layers. You function in a superficial way. You base your words, reactions, and opinions on stories and lessons from other beings. Then you were punished if you did not agree with them. Sometimes you revisit your school system. We remind you how indoctrinating that felt when a small child, you sat in a desk when you were tired or would have preferred to play. They are traumatic indoctrination techniques given under threat of punishment. This is not the way you recall school, but these are some of the training programs you've endured that have distorted your mind and indoctrinated you into particular modes of thought you no longer have a choice about. We are loosening the locks and scraping away the rust to allow your freedom. To do that, we must begin to push your mind into unfamiliar directions. This is why your ordinary consciousness might feel confused or resistant as we ask you to take journeys down tracks and pathways forbidden to you. We want you to question things and look at them in a different way. This is not how you are trained in your society, so these lessons seem ridiculous. Your training programs of linearity and time-based focused thinking and materialism have all been ingrained into you for a particular reason: to keep you out of your miracle mindedness. That is where we are leading you. So listen to that voice. Just be aware of it and say, oh, there's the trained mind arguing with this lesson. I don't have to understand the lesson. I don't have to agree with it. I just have to practice it. I'm curious enough about the inner workings of my consciousness that I'm willing to keep practicing these lessons with Jesus. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and my work has never changed over all these eons. It is about relieving suffering. It is about giving freedom to the heart and mind of all humans on this planet. That is what I started teaching so many years ago, and I still continue to teach this. It comes from a deep love for humanity. You do not need to suffer. You suffer too much in this world now, and these lessons show you a way out of that suffering. Join us tomorrow for lesson 10. We will see you then. And that is Tina Spalding's channelings. We see nothing as it is now. And when we are beginning to see things differently, it can be a bit unnerving. This course encourages you to look at things from a different vantage point. And I just want to point out that many of those humans who have walked this earth that have been a part of something phenomenal, beautiful artists getting to the moon, creating computer systems, all of those things, these people were thinking outside the box and outside of time. They had vision that was beyond what they were being fed. Have vision beyond what you are being fed and be open to seeing things differently. If you don't like this, if this does not resonate with you, you can always turn it off. But be willing to learn something new. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.